So let us start off with file handling concept today. So how to handle files using Python program is what our topic for today. So you understand, right? What is a file? A file is something which can store data and we can save it permanently in our machine. Correct. File is something which we can store data and we can save permanently in our machine. Okay. So why the reason first of all we have to work with files means, uh, you see, Python programs output will not be volatile, right? So in the sense, they all be on the RAM. Okay, the moment when you close your Python program, automatically outputs also gets closed, right? If I would like to store my outputs permanently so that I would like to watch it later, right? If that is the case, you have to uh, pull them into a file. So how we can able to connect to a file through Python program, how we can able to open a Python or open a file using Python program, how we can able to read something which is present in the file, how we can able to write something which is, so we which we if it, which if you would like to write something into file, how, right? How to append some content to a file, how to create a new file and push some data into it. So all these operations we have to know, we have to learn, right? So let me quickly give couple of points. Just take that. So file is a named memory location. So basically this file gets stored in your hard disk. Okay, so these are all permanent, correct? Named memory location in hard disk, which stores data permanently, right? So unless until if you manually delete, okay, file will not go from out your machine, right? So this is the best way to store data to save permanently. There are other ways as well. See, file handling is the level one where you can store data permanently, but level two, next level, advanced level is like, storing data in a database. So that is much more advantageous concept when compared to file handling. But you have to know how to work with files, and then in subsequent days we can proceed and learn how to work with the database as well. Okay. So Python provides different functions and methods to handle files, to handle communication with files. Communication with files. Okay, so let me tell you what are all methods it will help us. So basically, see, open is a function which helps in opening a file. Okay, so whenever if you are opening a file, you have to always know mode of it. Okay, different file opening modes. Opening modes. So what do you mean by different file opening modes? You have to see, to do anything with the file, you have to open it and then you have to write it, or you have to open it, you have to read it. So the basic default operation what we have to do while working with the files is you have to open it, right? So while opening only, you have to tell the mode in for what purpose you are opening this file. Are you trying to write something to it on it? Are you trying to read the content of file? Are you trying to append some data to it. Append also is writing, right? But the difference is writing and appending difference is already existing content is there, which you are trying to add something more to it, that we call appending. So likewise, various modes are there for us. Okay, so let us go ahead and try to understand those modes. Okay, so this open function, which is helpful in opening file. Okay, it is a predefined function present in built-ins module. Please write down this built-ins module. It's a predefined module which and by default this gets invoked in every Python file, that also you guys know. So open function is present in built-ins module. Okay, right. So different file opening modes will try to understand. I think I have already given. Yeah. So in the interest of time, I have already written. So please take this file opening modes. See, mode R, let me try to explain this. Mode R, okay, which helps file in for reading. Okay, so this is a default mode. Even if you don't put R also, automatically it is into default mode. Okay. Next, W. W means write mode. Open a file for writing, for creates a new file. Okay, creates a new file if it does not exist. Okay, or truncates the file if it exists. So what do you mean by truncates the file if it exists? Already, let's say a couple of lines are there in that file. So it will erase and fresh lines it will put. Likewise. So X open a file for exclusive creation means what? It will try to always create a new file. Okay. So exclusive creation means you also have to ensure of giving unique name all the time. If you are not giving unique name, in the sense if it already existing file name if you give, it leads to operation failure. Okay, so that is what it is. So A means appending, append some content to an existing data file. Okay, so opening text mode is T, binary mode is B. Binary means files are of couple of types. You will have text files and you will have binary files. Okay, so to work with binary files we have to use B. Binary read, binary write, BR, BW, likewise we keep on put. Okay, so this helps in updating a file. So plus whenever you put, whether you can able to read or write, both operations is allowed. Okay, so these are all various modes of file opening. Request you all guys to take this so that I can proceed for programs. So let us go ahead and understand reading data from a file. Reading data from a file. Right. So as I have told you, we have open function. Okay. So open is to open a file. Read open function is to open a file. Read method is to read that file content. or data. Okay, so these are the two lines which we have to utilize in our program. Okay, so read method is from file object. Okay, so I will explain that through program. Let me go ahead and start writing program. Control N, Control S. Let's say, oh, we have already a. Okay, so you see, now what I'm doing is open a file and read data. Okay, so how to open a file using Python program is what you are going to learn now. So see, you have to, as I told you, you have to use open function, and here is what you have to provide your file name. Okay, my file name is, let us say, my file dot txt. Okay, so and the mode of reading is read mode. Okay, so this is how you have to position your function open, and this function open returns a file object for us. So you have to assign a variable that is file object for us. Okay, right. So sir, where is this myfile.txt? Is it there for us? No, we are trying to create a new file with the open statement, open function. If this already exists, it will go ahead and open. If it is not there, it will freshly create this file. Okay, so you see my path C pyprog files file 1. Okay, so let me show that location to you all. C pyprog files, in that I have only one Python file. I don't have any text file here. Am I right? You just come and see here. Now in that directory I'm writing this program. You see. So print data is equals to f dot read. Okay, so we are going to read some data from that file. Okay, right. Now what you have to do, print data. So in your Python output you have to print the data, and then you have to close your file. Okay, so now you see, now I'm executing. It will say error, no such file or directory file myfile.txt. So this must be clear for you. I told you already, there is no file with myfile.txt, and you are trying to read data from that file. Obviously it will end up with an error. Am I right or wrong? So point what you need to understand is, we cannot able to read a file data where if that file is not exist. It is obvious. So what you do is you create a file. Okay, so my file dot txt. Okay, sorry, control N, control S. My file. Okay, so let me erase. Okay, now my file is a text document which is present, correct, with a 0 KB. Now go ahead and try to provide some content in it. Okay, so this is our first file. uh, we see this in Python program as output. Okay, so control S. So this data we are gonna see in output of our Python program. Okay, so let me now go ahead and execute this file. So this file helps in reading opening myfile.txt in read mode, and f.read helps in reading that content, and that entire content is positioned in data variable. We have printed this data variable so that in the output of Python program we can see the content, and then we have close file. So please remember, whenever you are opening file, it is always good practice to close the file. Okay, control S F5. Now can you see that whatever the content which I have written in the notepad has come and fallen in the output of our Python screen, correct? So this is the way how we have to start reading the data from the file. Okay, so the same program I can also write in 3 lines just by, what is that, just make these 2 lines comment. Instead you can say print f dot read straight away. Okay, shortcutting one line, control s F5, also giving the same output for me. Fine, just take this. Okay, so let's go ahead and see how to write contents into a file. I'm proceeding. So file to writing data into a file. Okay, so how do we do this? So obviously the first step what you have to do is you have to open file. So open, you take the same file because we are going to write content into it, myfile.txt, right? And you need to mention mode w. In fact, in our previous program, even if you don't mention also, should not be any problem. Okay, because R is the default mode. Fine, so read this. F equals to open myfile.txt and mode is read. Now so file has got open. Now you see f dot write this line has come from Python program. Okay, so this line has come from Python program. So this is what I am going to see in my myfile.txt. Okay, it will erase the previous content and it will show off this. Okay, overwrites. Writing means overwrites. Okay, fine. So let me execute this. You don't see any output. Okay, so this is our first file. These lines it will go, and it will show up this line. This line has come from Python program. Let's go ahead and see myfile.txt. First, you need to close the already opened file. Okay, now come and see here. Myfile.txt, when I open it, it is not showing up anything for me. How come? You observe here what is the size of my file. Earlier it was one line, right? Now it has to erase that line, it has to put new line, but it erased, but it hasn't kept a new line. It is showing up 0 KB. Why, sir? Because you have not closed your file. Okay, no, you close your file. I'm executing this. Control S F5. Program got executed. Come back here and see your 1 KB is showing up here. Now open and see. This line has come from Python program. Can you see that? Right? You can see this. Right? Okay. Now I would like to go to the same file. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm trying to add some content to it. Okay. Just for your understanding. Okay. Some modification I have done, but I would like to show this point again. If I don't close file, what is happening? You see, Control S F5, program got executed. Already opened my file. You have to close it, and you have to fresh open. When you try to open fresh again, if you see, it is showing up 0 KB. Means what? If you are not closing it immediately, data is going to lost. That is the given thing. If you don't lock your home for 1 hour also, automatically important things from your home you are going to lose. Okay, people will come and steal. So as simple as that. If you don't close the file, automatically you are going to lose the data. If you don't lock your home for some time, automatically you are going to lose the content from your home. Likewise, okay. So that is what it is. So what the point you have to do is you have to write f dot close. So now go and close the existing opened file. 1 second. Yeah, now again you try to open. Now you see 1 KB has come. Now you open and see new content will come and fall. Understood? So what the point which you have to understand from last 10 minutes of discussion is closing files are very very important. You have to close it for sure. If you don't do that, you are going to lose the data. Okay, fine. Let's proceed. Control N, Control S, file 3. Let's go ahead and see some other concept. Okay, now appending content to a file. So same f open. What is the mode? What is the file which you are working on? myfile.txt. What is the mode? A mode. Okay, so f dot write. This will go and add f dot close. Control S F5. Come back to your files. Open your my file. Can you see that this will go and add is what? Sorry. Can you see that this will go and add is what got appended to the existing content? So that is how you will do appending of your data to your existing file. Okay, got it. So you can give a try of other all modes. Now let me proceed with next program. Okay, seek and tell methods of a file, which are very important for us to understand. Okay, right now what I'm doing is this my file data manually I'm editing 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0. Okay, control is. So tell me how many characters I have written in my file. 1 to 0, 1 to 0 in the sense, or else let me put like this, 0 to 9. This makes more meaning. 0 to 9 and 0 to 9. So tell me how many characters I have utilized in my program. In my file, 20 characters I have utilized, right? 0 to 9, 0 to 9, 20 only, no. So have the tab on the count of the characters which we have typed on the given in the Python file. So now you are trying to open your myfile.txt. Okay, and I'm trying to only read, so that's the reason I'm not going to give any mode, because whenever if I don't give any mode, by default it is read mode. By default it is read mode. Okay, fine. So print f dot read, control s f5. You can see that content which has come in the output, right? Now print f dot tell. Tell, whenever I call, what it is showing up, tell me, it is showing up 20. So what do you mean by 20? Whenever if you are trying to see the result, it is showing 20. So tell is telling 20. Can you guess what is the 20 is all about? It is the cursor location where your cursor is present in your system. Okay, so 0 1 2 3 likewise you have to start. So total 19 characters are there. So cursor is in the 20th location. So tells cursor location. Okay, fine. Now you see f dot seek of 8. Okay, seek dot 8. Now please understand f dot tell. I am writing again. Now what is tell? Tell is again cursor location only, no? So what it will show, you see, it is showing 8. So with this understanding, you have to tell me what is seek is performing for me. Seek is dragging cursor to specified location. Am I right? Specified location. You must have understood, right? So earlier cursor is here. Now you said seek of 8, so it has coming and standing here after 7. After 7 it is standing here. So now you see, I am trying to write print f dot read again, control s f5. Can you see that the things which are selected here, those things are only got displayed in the answer. So you brought your cursor here. Okay, when it was earlier here corner, you brought your cursor here, and from here on you are trying to display. From that place onwards it is going to read the content. So that is what seek and tell methods all about. Tell means tells where is the cursor location. Seek method helps in pulling the cursor from x to y location, okay, y to z location, something like that. Okay, let me proceed with next program. Control N, Control S, files file. Okay, knowing if file exists or not. Okay, knowing a file exists or not. So for this, you have to know a module called OS. Anyways, in our earlier sessions, we have understood OS module. Some hands-on you performed on OS module, right? That helps. That knowledge helps for you here. See, let me straight away write program import OS. You have to import OS. Why? Because you are going to utilize some properties of OS module. Okay, so file name, you are trying to search, enter a file name. This is the one which you are going to search. Okay, fine. If os dot path dot is file, okay, is file name, that is the name which you have given. Okay, so print file is found. Okay, so else, very simple, easily you can able to understand. File not found. So what is the critical step in this entire 6 7 lines of logic? Only this is the one point you have to understand. What is this set? F name is what? F name is something, file name which you are reading from the keyboard. You are asking user to enter file name, and it is checking whether that file exists or not. So is file is a function present in path module. Path is a submodule, and OS is the main module, actual module. OS is a module in which is a path is a submodule in which is file is a property. That is, it's a function that is taking a parameter as file name. If that file name exists, it will say yes, that is file found, else it is not there, not found. As simple as that. Control S F5. Enter file name. Let me try to enter my file name. So my file is what? One second. My file is what? My file name. Oh, one second. Okay, so myfile.txt with extension, whenever you give, it will bring in. Control S F5 abcd.txt, file not found. Are you understanding? Right. So if I want, let me do one thing. Here my file is there. That is the reason it is given correct answer. So let me create a new file also here. XYZ is my new file. Okay. XYZ is what? My new file. Whatever there in the XYZ, we are least bothered whether we'll try to check it is working or not. XYZ.txt. Understood? It is saying now control S F5. Okay. Test.txt, file not found. So you go ahead and create test.txt file. Test you create now. Control S F5. Now you write test.txt, file is found. Understood? So basically os.path.is file helps in checking the file whether it exists or not. Okay, right. So I hope you have taken. Shall I proceed? So let me proceed with Control N, Control S. So files 6. Okay. Now let's work with binary files. Okay. So now, so reading, what all we have seen: reading, writing data from a file. Okay, appending, writing data into a file, appending data into a file, seek and tell methods. Okay, file exists or not, checking for file exists or not. Okay, now let's go ahead and see, working with binary files. Okay, binary files. Binary files handles data in the form of bytes. Okay, write it one line. Binary files handles data in the form of bits, bytes or bits, whatever. Okay, so one byte is equals to 8 bits. I hope you all know that. Okay, so here we can store images. Okay, AV files, audio video files. Okay, etc. Okay, so we use RB or BR to read a binary file. We use WB or BW to write into a binary file. So just you have to add BRBW or RBWB. Anything is fine. Okay, right. Let us go ahead and try to work with a image file. So in one program, I'll show both how to read and how to write. Okay, reading and writing into a binary file. Okay, so you see here what the concept is. It is like Control C, Control V, copy, paste. I am going to read a binary file, that is Control C, copy the binary file, right? Reading means copying. Here I will copy and then I will paste it into another file, that is writing. Okay, so let me go ahead and okay, so let me copy this image, copy. Okay, so you can see U1 is a picture JPG file. You can see it is a JPG file. Okay, so you can see this. Fine. So this is an image. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to read this image. Okay. By the way, he is my son, and 1.5 year old pic. Right. So now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to read that image. So obviously you have to open file. Open u1.jpg, comma, In which format? RB or BW. See, RB, BW is not default, only R is default. Text files reading is only the default mode. Okay, now F2 is equals to open. You try to open a new file. I am trying to saying U1 Xerox. Okay, dot JPG, comma. In this, I am going to write. I am creating a new JPG file. In this, I am going to write. Okay, now you see data is very simple. Data dot is equals to F dot read. So method remains the same. Reading normal file or binary file, method remains same. Read only. So in data now, what is there? U1 image is there. Correct. Now what are you going to do is F1 dot write of that data. As simple as that. Okay. F1 dot write of that data. And what you have to ensure whenever you are opening files, you have to close your files. You have to close your files. That's it. Nothing great. Control S F5. Okay. F1 dot write of data unsupported write. Hmm, sorry. F2 dot write, not F1 dot write. Control S F. So program over. Understood, right? Using first file object, we have read data. So that is U1 image got stored in data variable. This data variable we are reading with the write method with the F2 object. In the F2 object, we are trying to put it. Okay, so that is what we have done. So executed, come here and see U1 Xerox file has got created. Okay, yes, is that clear? Let me open that. Okay, you can see both files, right? And left to top of each file you see U1 and U1 Xerox, both it is showing up. Got it? So this is how you will have to work with your binary files, copy pasting. Okay, so just that you have to ensure of giving proper extensions, and BR or WB is what you need to write, and rest are all same, nothing great over here. Okay, fine, let's proceed and see the next concept. Control N, Control S, file 7.py. So with the statement, okay, this is also two-liner program only. With the statement, what does with the statement will do? Let me write down one line. Okay, with the statement. Okay, file closing is mandatory step, else we are going to lose data. This you all know. So instead of closing file manually, if we open a file using with the statement, it gets closed automatically. That's it. No great point about it. Very simple. Whenever if you open file normally till last 5 6 programs, whatever you have seen, every program you have opened file without using with the statement. So that is the reason mandatorily you have to write f dot close all the time. So sometimes I may forget, sir. Okay, so at that time what you have to do? You have to ensure of opening file using with the statement like this, so that you don't have to bother of closing. Okay, so let's say sample.txt, right? And you are to you're writing write mode, as F. Okay, this is the new way of writing opening file, right? Okay, this gets closed automatically. Okay, this line will be going ahead and displayed in the sample.txt. Correct. So control S. See, f dot close is not there, executed. Now let's go ahead and see our files well. Can you see sample.txt, and can you see without f dot close also 1 KB it is saying? Earlier, if I don't do f dot close, it was showing 0 KB. This gets closed automatically. This is what the code which we have written in the Python program. Am I right? But intention is like what? We are not interested in closing manually. Automatically, it has to get closed. Okay, right? Please take. Okay, taken. Just two lines. Fine. Let's proceed with next program, and very important concept I would like to highlight here in files. So till now, what are all you have seen are very simple basic operations. Now this is little important. We need to focus on pickling and unpickling in Python. Okay. So this is very important concept. Okay. So till now you have stored a text file, text or images into your files. Correct. But there is a scope for us to store objects also in the program, in the file. So how do you store objects in a file? So till now you have worked on storing. Okay, so one second. See, concept is this. One second. You have a object. Okay, and this object, let's say your employee data you are reading. You have employee data 100, id is 100, his name is, let's say, Sai. Okay, right? And his salary is, let's say, 35,000. Okay, right? So this is the basic employee object information. Okay, we are writing a class and we are reading the employee data. Now this employee data, if you would like to store in a file, okay, if you would like to store in a file, what you can do, you can do that. You can able to store employee data in a file. Okay, so how it will get stored in a file? You see, 100 Sai. Okay, 35,000. Okay, so this is how your data gets stored in object. So this is first object, e1. Let's say e2, 200, some other name, some other salary. You can write some other, you can write the second object here. Okay, so likewise you can store multiple objects in a file. So a file which stores object data is called dat file. Okay, dat file. You must have observed .dat files in your system sometime. Okay, so these are like, not human readable format. Okay, this is not like text file or binary file. These are called dat files, right? So there is a module in Python called pickle. Pickle is a predefined module. This pickle module helps in reading data, means storing data objects into file and retrieving objects from file. Okay, you have two functions here. One is dump. Okay, one is dump, the other is load. Okay, load. So dump and load functions helps in storing and retrieving data into object data into file. Okay, so I will show how does it looks like. So this direction, if you are storing, means object data, if you are storing, means it is called pickling. Okay, pickling means what? Object data you are storing in file. This itself is also called object serialization. Okay, object serialization. Okay, object serialization or pickling. Now, sir, how we can do this? You see, this you can perform with the pickle dot dump. You are dumping some content in it. E comma F. So can you say what is E and what is F here? This is E employee object and this is our file object. Okay. So employee object data we are storing in file object data. Okay. So file object. So basically pickle dot dump is what you have to use the code. So what is this? What is this? Tell me. Reading object data into a Python file. Reading object data into a Python file. Okay, so this is called unpickling. Okay, interview purpose, very important concept, unpickling. Unpickling or object deserialization. Okay, object deserialization. Okay, object deserialization. Now, what is the code you have to use? So from pickle module you have to use a load function, and what you have to load is you have to load this file data, and when you load this file data you have to assign it to object. Understanding F, whatever it is returning will come and store in a variable E. So why I have written E means this is going to be an object, and you have to put in the loop and you have to read this E. Okay, because E may contain one object, E may contain two objects and multiple objects likewise. Okay, so this is what the concept of pickling and unpickling. Storing a pure Python object data into a file is called pickling. Okay, just write down, just take this. I believe you have taken. So let me proceed. Storing a Python object data into a file is called pickling. One second. Is called pickling or object serialization. To retrieving a Python object data from a file is called unpickling or object deserialization. Right? Okay. We perform these operations using a predefined module called pickle. Okay, pickle dot dump object comma file helps in storing object data into a file pickle comma load file helps in retrieving object data from a file. Okay, so that's it. So let us go ahead and see the hands-on. Okay, so let me proceed. Control N, Control S. My file name is EMP. Remember, we are going to write total 3 files. First file what I am going to write is EMP. Okay, if you want to follow exactly the way how I am doing, small EMP is what my file name. So what I will do is, what I'm going to do is, you see here, let me give the flow of my project program. So here is what I'm going to define a file. What is that file? emp.py. This is what I'm going to create now. Okay, here what I will define is, here I will define class emp. Okay, wantedly I would like to confuse you. You have to understand the concept. If you know the subject, then you will not at all confuse. If you don't know subject, automatically you will end up in confusion mode. So here what I'm going to do, here I'm going to define a class emp. Like abc dot abc, you remember abstract class, small abc dot capital abc. Small abc was module and capital abc was class present in small abc module. Likewise, so here I am going to define my employee logic, employee code. Okay, one second. Okay, so one second. Fine, this is what I'm going to do now. And next program what I'll write is, I will write mm, so my pickle.py. So what I'm going to do here is, here I will create emp class object. Okay, and here I'll create file. Here I'll open and file and store emp store emp object in file. Okay, here I will do these all steps. Fine. Okay, now next what I'm going to do is, so whenever I do mypickle.py file, so automatically this program helps me in creating one file. Correct. In this file I am going to store using mypickle.py file. I may going to store e1, e2, e3 kind of objects. Okay, 2 or 3 or 4 are different employee class objects I may can store. Correct. So what is this file called? This is .dy file. As I told you, this is .dy file. Okay, name can be anything, whatever you want you can give, but that file is .dy file. Okay, now what is going to be this file? My unpickle.py. So here I will create I'll open file and retrieve emp object data. Okay, means what I will read this file. I will read this file into program. Okay, and then I will once again I will display this employee object in the monitor. Okay, so I'll display that employee object in the monitor. Python output. Okay, understanding my pickle helps me in reading that e1, e2, e3 from the dat file, and it will show me in the outputs. So that is how I'm going to create. So I will read and then I will display, retrieve and display, and this helps me in creating this file. Okay, right. So I will import. Okay, I'll have to, so I will have to import my program into, excuse me. So in both programs I should import emp, else I cannot work. Import. So just take this architecture kind of diagram, and then I'm going to define programs. Hope you have taken. Let me proceed. So first file is emp file. You see now what I'm going to do. emp.py with emp class. Okay, class emp def underscore init self id comma name comma sal. What is it? Parameterized constructor. Just take. So I'm just displaying this data. So this is what my emp.py file. So this got executed straight away. Just writing my class in the emp.py file, right? Okay. Now control N, control S. So this is my unpickle, sorry, my pickle.py. So my pickle.py, what I am going to write, you see here. So basically pickle storing emp object in emp.dat file. Okay, in emp.dat file. Right. Let's open a file, and so before this, first what you need to know, tell me, you have to import pickle, as well as you have to import left side program. Left side program name is emp. Correct. Yes or no? Why we have to import left side program? Because left side program EMP class object we are going to create, right? F equals to open emp dot dat, and we are going to write in it. Now read number of employee data, how many you wants to read. Input how many employees. Now for I in range of n till the time of employee count, read your content. Int of input of enter id. Now name is equals to input of enter name. Name is string, so no need of int. Now sal is equals to float of input of enter salary. Okay, after reading these three, create employee class object. Okay, so let's create emp class object. Emp class object. So e is equals to emp dot emp. This line you should not get confused. And id comma name comma sal. Right now store e in file f. Right, pickle dot dump of e comma f. As simple as that. So once your program is done, close file, f dot close. Okay, so you see emp dot dat file is not present in my directory yet. Can you see is there any dot file, dot dat file? No, right? So now you see I'm executing this right side program, control s f5. How many employees? Let's say 2 employees. Enter id, enter name. Okay, Raju. Enter salary 25,000. Okay, next 102. Okay, Srinu. Okay, let's say Siri. Okay, so next 20k. Done. So see, automatically after reading two objects, my program has got closed. This is how your for loop I in range of n is I have given, right? So that for loop is helping in reading these two objects. So why I have written two? Because to read only two objects. So these two objects should go have gone and stored in. Okay, you see left side emp dot dat got created. So now it's a dat file, dat file. This is not human readable file, but this has got some data. What data is there, sir? In this the pure Python object data we have stored. Unlike in XYZ, it's a text document, right? And these are like your binary files, okay, JPG files and all. But when it comes to emp.data, this is not a simple text or binary file. This is a dat file. So only system can able to read this. Okay, the pure Python objects are stored in the inside of it, right? So this is how you have to store your data. Simple logic. These are all like object number of employees data you are pushing, right? Without that straight away in the employee object only you can give value and you can push. But important point is this line. and this line, right? You are creating emp dot dat file, and that file you are pushing e and f. Yeah, and e and f you have to make sure they are ready. Understood? So let me go ahead and do now unpickling my unpickle my unpickle.py. So how does my unpickle will work? Let us see. Retrieving object data from emp dot file. Okay, so this is unpickling or object deserialization. So import emp dot pickle. You have to open your emp dot dat in read mode, right? Print employee details while true, try read objects from file f. So obj is equals to pickle dot load of f, right? Okay, now obj dot display is the function, sorry, display is the method which we have already written in the emp class, right? Okay, so now you see, so why the reason I'm writing except block is if you don't have any objects, okay, so it will return end of file error exception. Okay, so print end of file reached, end of file reached. Okay, right. Okay, so whenever end of file is reached, okay, your interpreter has to get out from that place, so you have to write break. Okay, so now close the file, f dot close. Okay, control s f5. if you see if you see what we have done is we have read each and every object from the file f. Okay, pickle dot load helped in reading, display is helped in displaying the object details. Okay, so in the display what you can also do is, after this if you want you can write one line, control s f5. Okay, now control s f5. Okay, so this looks little better, right? So display function while executing, while displaying the content of object, also it will bring in one horizontal line just for our easy visibility purpose. Okay, so the moment when objects are over, while true means what? It is always positive condition. Okay, all the time your while loop should get execute. Okay, so we have to, whenever, see, remember, whenever when we are writing true statement in files, in while loop, 100% break statement will come in the code, because that is continuous loop. You have to manually break the execution of the program, okay, at certain point. So in this case, after two objects there are no more data in that emp.dat, so automatically it has to, end of file error has come. Okay, so end of file reached statement has displayed and interpreter is moving out from that place. Understood? So this is the way how you will have to work with your objects and files. Okay. Okay. So let us go ahead and see the last concept. I hope you have taken. Let me proceed. Zipping and unzipping of files. So to implement this I know I don't have to explain what is zipping and what is unzipping. Zipping means what? Your WinRAR, WinZip, right? So you have to zip these files. So to implement this concept, we have to use zip file module. Okay, zip file module. Okay, zip file module in Python. Okay, sir, where I can find zip file module, sir? Help modules you type, you can find zip file module. Okay, right. So here what I'm going to do is I am going to uh, create three files, and those three files I would like to zip it. Okay, so simply if I have to explain, control N. So let us say abc.txt. Let's say you have my file.txt, and let's say, um, do we have any other file? My file is there. Okay, so let's say we'll try to do u1.jpg. Okay, getting my point. So these three, second, open u1.jpg. So basically, these three files I am going to zip. Okay, and I will name this as like, let us say, so test.zip. Okay, right. Now what I will do is I will this to do this I will one I'll perform one program, and my another program is I will take this test.zip. I will read this test.zip, and what I'll do is I'll fetch out all these three files, unzipping, zipping and unzipping, right? abc.txt, my file dot txt, u1.jpg. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. Okay, let's proceed. Control N. So first of all, you should have all these three files. What we have to decide: my file, u1, and let's say instead of abc, let's take xyz. XYZ, let me write some content. Control S. Okay, so let me close this file. Right, this is my zip.py. So zipping files from zip file import star f equals to, so zip file test.zip. Okay, so we are writing something into that zip, right? So zip deflated is what a new third parameter which you have to provide. So that helps in creating this zip file, and then I mean a normal file, it is trying to make it as like a zip file. Okay, so f dot write, whatever you are writing is you are writing xyz.txt. Earlier we have written some data in files, now we are writing files in another file. I hope you are understanding. Now f dot write into u1 dot jpg, right? So f dot close print, just to say zip file created. If all statements execute properly, your above line gets executed. So zip file created. What is the zip file name? Test.zip. Let's go ahead and see. Can you see test.zip file got created? Zip archive. Huh? Yes. This I have created just now. Can you see this? Right. Okay. Super. Let's go ahead and try to unzip them. Control N, Control S, my unzip program. So let's just try to understand how to unzip these files. Unzipping files from zip file, import star. Okay, so z is equals to zip file. So test.zip is what which we have created, and now we are going to do a read of that zip file. Okay, so names is equals to z dot name list. So these are all the files which are present in the z. Okay, in the zip file has got three files, right? I am talking about those three files, three file names we are going to fetch out. Okay, right. Now for each file in names, print contents. Okay, so let's straight away do this. Print each file. Okay, now here f is equals to z dot open each file. This is normal way of reading your each file. Okay, so reading content of each file. Content of uh, first file, contents is equals to f dot read. Okay, so print contents dot. Okay, so here you have to do decoding. Okay, because that files got zipped, and from the zip file test.zip we are extracting, right? So the moment when we extract it, that comes in the form of object data. That object data you have to decode, and then you have to see f dot. See, your xyz is a file now. It's not abcd or text as such. So text file, you inside there is some content, so you have to utilize decode method to decode the data which is present in the your myfile.txt or some other files. Okay, so decode challenge has come for me. So file. Okay, see, so maybe zipping for, so decoding is not happening properly for image file. That's okay. So what you can do now is, let's, Okay, so test file I'm giving all is control S. Now what I'll do is I'll change my test1.zip, and instead of u1 I'll do test.txt control S F5. So zip file created. Now my unzip file, let's go ahead and do control S F5. Oh wait, unzip file. Okay, so here also test1 dot. Okay, so forget about that decoding of image is not happening. So text files, you just try to see how we can able to zip and unzip. So what had happened here? This is what the content present in the text xyz.text. This is what the content present in the myfile.txt, and this is what the content present in the test.txt. So we have managed to fetch all these three separate text files, and then we have also managed to read the data of that. So reading the text file data from zip file, you have to decode it. Okay, you have to decode it. Okay, so that is how it will work. Fine. So with this, we are done.